Imagine discovering ancient scrolls buried for centuries beneath the scorching desert sands of Egypt. Hidden away, these texts remained a mystery, their contents and authorship unknown. When they were uncovered, they revealed strange and perplexing writings that continue to baffle scholars and believers alike. These manuscripts, known as the Gnostic Gospels, challenge conventional views about the world, presenting a vision of existence filled with obscure gods, secret powers, and a belief that the world itself was created by a flawed, malevolent force. In her book, The Search for Hidden Sacred Knowledge, Dolores Cannon delves into ancient wisdom and secret teachings, suggesting that hidden knowledge awaits those who are daring enough to seek it. The discovery of these ancient manuscripts in 1945, near Nag Hammadi, Egypt, shook the foundations of religious thought. These texts, preserved in clay jars, are today recognized as the Gnostic Gospels, offering a glimpse into a long-forgotten form of early Christianity. This tradition, too mystical and radical for its time, did not survive, largely due to its esoteric nature and dangerous implications. The Gnostic Gospels present a vastly different portrayal of Jesus, God, and the very fabric of reality compared to the familiar narratives in the Bible. Central to these texts is the concept of gnosis, an inner spiritual knowledge that only a select few could access. In contrast to mainstream Christian teachings, Gnostic salvation was not about adhering to religious laws or receiving redemption through Jesus' death and resurrection. Instead, it came through unlocking the hidden truth within oneself. The Gnostics held a strikingly different view of the Creator God. Rather than seeing the God of the Bible as the ultimate deity, they believed that the material world was created by a lesser, imperfect being known as the Demiurge. This figure, often depicted as a lion-headed serpent named Yaldabaoth, was seen as a false god who trapped humanity in a realm of suffering and ignorance. According to Gnostic thought, only by achieving gnosis could one reconnect with the true God, a higher, more transcendent being beyond the physical world. One of the most notable Gnostic texts is the Gospel of Thomas, which differs dramatically from the traditional Gospel accounts. Rather than recounting the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, it consists of a collection of his secret sayings, many of which are cryptic and difficult to decipher. One of the most striking examples reads, "The kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you. By knowing yourselves, you will become known and realize you are children of the living Father." This radical idea, that divine knowledge resides within each person, was seen as dangerous, which might explain why the early Christian church worked to suppress such writings. In 367 AD, Bishop Athanasius of Alexandria issued a decree calling for the destruction of all heretical texts, including the Gnostic writings. Many believe this prompted the burial of these sacred scrolls, hidden away in Egypt to protect them from eradication. Gnostic texts were known for their use of metaphor, symbols, and riddles, making them not only challenging to interpret, but also reserved for those prepared to dive deep into spiritual mysteries. Even today, scholars continue to debate their meanings. As these texts offer far more than simple religious teachings, they open doors to deeper metaphysical questions that remain unresolved. In times of uncertainty, when answers seem elusive and clarity difficult to find, many turn to hidden teachings for guidance. Banned Screets, the lost knowledge of Jesus, offers a pathway to understanding, providing insights into the hidden wisdom of Jesus that can bring peace and direction. It is available now as a downloadable gift, waiting for those seeking answers to the most profound questions of existence. For instance, in the Sophia of Jesus Christ, a lesser-known Gnostic text, Jesus addresses deep existential questions about the origin of the universe. The text recounts how Sophia, a divine being, created the material world without the approval of the true God, thus bringing forth a flawed creation. This story reflects the Gnostic belief that the physical world is a corruption, a trap that humanity must escape from in order to return to the true divine realm. Unlike the teachings of mainstream Christianity, which view the world as a creation of a benevolent God, The Gnostics saw the material realm as inherently flawed. They believed the hidden knowledge, which connected them to the true spiritual God, held the key to salvation. Salvation that was not found in this world. Mainstream Christianity, which eventually became the dominant form of Christian belief, teaches that Jesus Christ is the Son of God who came to redeem humanity. This salvation is available to all who have faith in Christ, follow his teachings, and accept the doctrine of his death and resurrection. The narrative of salvation is clear and linear, as outlined in the New Testament, offering a universal path for all believers. However, the Gnostics rejected this view. They believed that salvation was not available to everyone through simple faith alone. Only a select few could attain it, and it did not come through belief in Jesus' death and resurrection. Instead, salvation came from discovering hidden knowledge, gnosis, through deep personal spiritual experience. The Gnostic view of the physical world was also starkly different from that of Orthodox Christianity. While Orthodox Christianity teaches that God created the world, even though it is imperfect due to sin, the Gnostics saw the material world as inherently corrupt. They viewed the physical universe, including our bodies and the earth, as part of a trap created by the demiurge, a flawed, lower being. For the Gnostics, Jesus was not the Savior who died to free humanity from sin. Instead, they saw Jesus as a divine messenger sent to awaken people to their true spiritual nature. His teachings, according to Gnostic belief, were not about living a virtuous life on earth, but about transcending the material world altogether. In the Gospel of Judas, perhaps one of the most controversial of all Gnostic texts, Judas Iscariot, traditionally considered the betrayer of Jesus, is reimagined as the only disciple who truly understood Jesus' mission. In this version of the story, Judas' betrayal is not seen as an act of evil, but as a necessary act that Jesus had asked him to carry out in order to free his spirit from his physical body. This radical interpretation turns the traditional view on its head, making Judas a hero rather than a villain. The early church saw these teachings as a profound threat. They didn't merely disagree with the Gnostics. They viewed their ideas as a dangerous challenge to their authority and their control over religious doctrine. By the 2nd and 3rd centuries, church leaders like Irenaeus were actively writing against the Gnostic teachings, warning that they would lead people astray from the true faith. The effort to suppress Gnosticism reached its height in 367 AD, when Bishop Athanasius called for the destruction of all heretical writings. A key reason for this hostility was that the Gnostics challenged the authority of the Church. While the Orthodox Church emphasized the importance of priests and religious leaders to mediate between humanity and God, the Gnostics rejected this model entirely. They believed that divine truth could be found within oneself, not through the intercession of a church hierarchy. To the Gnostics, true knowledge came from personal experience, not from external authority. This fundamental difference led to a deep divide. The Gnostics embraced a deeply personal spiritual journey, while Orthodox Christianity emphasized faith in Jesus and participation in church life. For the Orthodox Church, the idea that salvation could be reserved for an elite few, accessed only through hidden knowledge, was not only wrong but dangerously divisive. The Gnostic Gospels offer more than just spiritual advice or alternative stories. They address some of the most profound metaphysical and existential questions, urging readers to reconsider their understanding of life, the universe, and the nature of reality itself. For the Gnostics, the material world was an illusion, a distraction from the higher spiritual truth that lay beyond physical existence. They believed that only by awakening to this truth could a person truly understand their divine nature and return to the spiritual realm. In their view, life on earth was not a divine gift, but a temporary condition to be transcended. The purpose of life was to awaken to the secret knowledge that would free the soul from the confines of the material world. Gnostic texts, like the Apocalypse of Paul, explore this idea further, portraying life on earth as part of a greater spiritual journey, one that most people are blind to due to their attachment to the physical world. For the Gnostics, spirituality was not about worshiping a personal deity or adhering to religious rituals. It was about awakening to a deeper spiritual reality, one that only a few were capable of perceiving. This is why many Gnostic writings are shrouded in symbolism and mystery. They were intended for those who could grasp the hidden meanings and embark on a personal journey of spiritual awakening. The Gnostic texts, with their profound and often perplexing teachings, have long been regarded as mysterious, even dangerous, by mainstream Christianity. The Church's efforts to suppress these writings, branding them heretical, were largely successful for centuries. But with the rediscovery of the Gnostic Gospels in the 20th century, a new door was opened into the depths of ancient spiritual wisdom. These writings, filled with esoteric knowledge and complex symbols, have provided a fresh perspective on early Christian beliefs, offering an alternative view of Jesus, salvation, and the true nature of the universe. One of the key elements of Gnostic spirituality is the belief in personal, direct experience of the divine. Unlike Orthodox Christianity, which places authority in the hands of the Church and its leaders, Gnosticism teaches that each individual has the potential to uncover hidden truths through their own spiritual journey. The Gnostics viewed the material world as a prison, a trap created by the demiurge to keep humanity in ignorance. They believed that the key to liberation lay in self-discovery, unlocking the inner knowledge that connects us to the true divine realm. For the Gnostics, the ultimate goal was not to embrace the world as it is, but to transcend it. They saw the physical world as a shadow, an illusion that distracted people from their true spiritual nature. The real world, they believed, was a higher spiritual realm that could only be accessed through gnosis, the knowledge of the divine that lay hidden within each person. It was this awakening to one's true self and connection to the higher divine that would lead to salvation, not through faith in a religious institution or adherence to dogma. This deeply personal, mystical approach to spirituality set Gnosticism apart from the more structured, institutionalized Christianity that emerged in the centuries after Jesus' death. While Orthodox Christianity emphasized salvation through faith, church membership, and ritual, the Gnostics emphasized inner awakening and personal insight into the divine. This approach, seen as subversive and dangerous by early Christian authorities, threatened the established religious order, which is why the Gnostics were persecuted and their writings suppressed. Yet, despite the efforts to erase these teachings, the Gnostic Gospels survived, hidden away for centuries, only to be rediscovered in modern times. Today, these texts offer a glimpse into a spiritual path that is both deeply personal and profoundly transformative. They challenge the conventional narrative of Christianity, asking us to reconsider the nature of reality, the role of the material world, and the path to true salvation. In reading the Gnostic Gospels, we are invited to question the beliefs and assumptions we have inherited. These texts encourage us to look beyond the surface of things and explore the deeper, hidden truths that lie beneath. They ask us to seek knowledge not from external authorities, but from within ourselves, to embark on our own spiritual journey and uncover the divine wisdom that resides in our hearts. For those who feel that traditional religious teachings are insufficient or incomplete, the Gnostic path offers a different way, a path that emphasizes inner knowing, spiritual awakening, and liberation from the illusion of the material world. It is a path that encourages us to challenge conventional wisdom, to embrace the mysteries of the universe, and to awaken to the divine light within ourselves. As we stand at the crossroads of modern spirituality, the rediscovery of the Gnostic Gospels offers us a unique opportunity to explore the hidden teachings of the past and apply them to our own lives. These ancient texts, long buried in the sands of time, are now available for us to examine, study, and reflect upon. They offer a path to greater understanding, deeper insight, and a more profound connection to the divine. For those who are willing to look beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary, the Gnostic teachings provide a roadmap to spiritual awakening and enlightenment. So, as you embark on your own spiritual journey, consider the lessons of the Gnostics. Take the time to read their texts, reflect on their teachings, and discover for yourself the hidden knowledge that lies within. By doing so, you may find that the answers to life's most profound questions are not found in the external world, but in the depths of your own soul. Through Gnosis, you can unlock the door to a higher reality, one where the divine and the human are united, and the true nature of existence is revealed. In the end, the Gnostic path is not about following prescribed rituals or dogmas. It is about awakening to the truth that is already within you. It is about reclaiming your connection to the divine, transcending the limitations of the material world, and discovering the boundless wisdom that awaits those who dare to seek it. Whether you choose to follow the teachings of the Gnostic Gospels or chart your own course, the journey towards spiritual awakening is one that leads to freedom, insight, and a deeper understanding of the mysteries of the universe. The wisdom of the ancients is not lost. It is available to us now, if we are willing to listen and look within. So take the first step today. The hidden knowledge of the Gnostics is waiting for you to discover it.